is a real-world problem. The hybrid warfare, malign influence, the things that Russia is doing are very long-term. They're trying to break down the bonds of the NATO alliance by putting out false news, putting out, there was a false story that a NATO soldier had raped a girl. It was made up. And things that would cause people in the area to not like NATO, places that Russia might be able to influence. You saw it in the efforts in the elections in Germany, the elections in France, the elections in America. Those are malign influences of false stories in news. The French, they have a moratorium on news for, is it 48 hours, I think. It's 2 days.
Yes.
48 hours.
Before the election.
And there was a huge Russian effort to create a big scandal on President Macron. Well, he wasn't president at the time, Mr. Macron. A huge scandal that wasn't true, but they had that moratorium, and the big question, the ethical question was, oh my gosh, we've got this terrible, you know, it's a story about Macron, you know, maybe with some illicit use of campaign money or something like that. And so the news media talked about, should we keep the moratorium or not? And they decided to keep the moratorium. And that saved Macron from having a false story blown up at the last minute that then could be refuted. And so I think you look at something like that, and it happens that they got by with it. They tried that in the German elections, and we now know that they tried it in our elections. So I think that they're playing the long game. And the long game is to break the bonds of NATO and our alliances, and to cause friction, and to go in and do something like getting Turkey to buy a ballistic missile defense that is there's no ability to have an interoperable system with NATO now. So there are going to be walls built, and that's Russia's goal. It's amazing how sophisticated they've become, and NATO does know it, and we are. We are beginning now to work on information systems, sharing. When some of these things are coming up, we're bringing it up as an issue in the next NATO-Russia Council, so that they know that we know what they're doing, we know the false news, and we're also setting up some intelligence and cyber defense. So we are in the stages of adapting to a very new type of warfare. In addition to different types of enemies, this new kind of warfare and the hacking into phones in Poland and other countries, it's something that we are beginning to understand and looking at defenses to deal with it.